you're using nonstick pans in your boat galley, you need to make sure you don't mar the finish. That means you're probably looking at nylon or silicone utensils. But which one? Hi there, I'm Carolyn Sherlock, and on this episode of the Boat Galley podcast, I'll share my tips for deciding when silicone and when nylon each do a better job. Today's episode of the Boat Galley podcast is sponsored by Mantis Marine, maker of the Mantis Anchor, now available in models with and without a roll bar. Proven to set reliably in the most challenging bottoms, the Mantis Anchor digs in like no other, making anchoring safer and boating more enjoyable. Mantis Marine brings to market several other practical, durable, and affordable marine products, including a wide range of anchoring gear, scuba diving accessories, a rechargeable waterproof headlamp, and now their dinghy. It's fantastic. Anyways, take a look. Visit mantismarine.com and see for yourself. Okay, if you're looking for cooking tools to use with nonstick pans, you've basically got three choices: wood, nylon, or silicone. I'm not wild on wood just because it always turns black on me. Now, I know people who are partial to wood implements. They send me all sorts of links to articles showing that wood isn't really harboring any more bacteria than any other substance, possibly less. But I just don't like the way that black looks. With the heat and humidity of the tropics, it's yuck. I can't get rid of it even with bleach water. So I just stopped using it. Now, if you like wood, great, that's a good choice for you. But for me, that leaves nylon and silicone. And which one is better? Well, it's one of those wonderful things that Nika is always saying. It depends. Silicone has greater heat resistance, but less rigidity. Nylon will melt at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, while silicone is heat resistant to about 600 degrees. Individual brands can vary to some extent. That's Fahrenheit, by the way. If you're like me, you're kind of wondering if food or pans really get to be over 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, boiling water is just 212, right? Well, while most food doesn't get over 400 degrees, pans do. If you lean a nylon spoon against the side of a hot pan, the handle may melt. I learned it the hard way. A nylon scraper or spatula can even melt a bit on the leading edge where it's in contact with the pan. It's happened to me more than once. I don't have photos of them as they happened in the past, and I'm not about to buy them and then destroy them just to take pictures. But trust me, it did happen. It's rare that a pan gets over 600 degrees, however. I have never had a silicone utensil show signs of melting, and a quick Google search has not turned up any stories of people having problems with them melting either. So does that mean you should just buy silicone for everything? Well, no. While silicone is great for things like scrapers, spatula spoons, and other things that are fairly thick, the thin piece is pretty flat. And so to make a spatula, like a pancake turner type of thing, manufacturers actually coat a metal blade with a thin layer of silicone. Okay, thin layer, that's the key here. It has to be a thin layer so that the turner will still slip under the item that you've got in the pan. Because it's thin, it wears quickly. And then one day, surprisingly soon with some items, like only a few weeks after you bought it, you've got metal peeking out and starting to scrape your pans. It's even more frustrating when you're in a remote anchorage and there's no way to buy a different one in the near future. So for pancake turners, I stick with nylon. And I'm just very careful not to leave them in contact with the pan any longer than absolutely necessary. Also, typically, these are not foods that I am cooking at the hottest temperatures. For everything else, I'm buying silicones. Many silicone implements do have a metal or a wood core, but that sort of a thing is a problem only when it's just a thin coating of silicone on an edge that gets a lot of wear. So enjoy your dishes, pans, and pots that you've got, but also be sure to get the implements that are going to work for them well. I hope that this was informational to you. Please be sure to tell friends about the Boat Galley podcast if you think we're halfway decent, and sign up for a subscription so that you never ever miss an episode. Thanks.